From a small kitchen in New Hampshire to shelves across the globe, James R. Liggett, founder of J.R. Liggett, has built more than just a shampoo bar. He's created a legacy. Long before eco-friendly was a buzzword, Liggett was handcrafting all natural alternatives that would go on to define a generation of sustainable beauty. We're sitting down with the man behind the brand to talk about his journey, the rise of bar shampoo, and what really means to build something that lasts. Stay with us. Okay. Hi, Valerie Milano here from Los Angeles, senior editor of the Hollywood Times and also with Aspiring Magazine. And I'm so glad to have our guest here today. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, Valerie. How are you? My name is
Oh,
James Liggett, and I'm the owner and originator of J.R. Liggett's Old Fashioned Bar Shampoo and Company.
I am so happy that you're here. And where are you at right now?
I'm actually in Baja. We have a rancho down here, and it's in a small village called Pescadero, right at the edge of the mountains. So it's about 10 miles to the beach, and it's just quiet, beautiful, peaceful.
Little vacation for you, huh?
Actually, we've got a house down here.
Oh,
That
beautiful.
It's about 8 acres of land, remote, and it's just a great place to spend a lot of time.
And usually, where do you live? Uh,
Our primary residence is in Cornish, New Hampshire. We bought that farm, oh, before we started the shampoo, or just about the same time, actually. Whole story of the shampoo originated when I was about 5 years old. I had a great aunt named Aunt Ann Anderson, and she lived in a small town in Nebraska. I was born and raised in Nebraska, and we used to travel to her house and visit her, and she was my mother's great aunt. So wonderful person. But she was one of these people. She was actually one of the last wagon trains that came to Nebraska. This was like in the late 1800s. And so she is an amazing person with all of the old time ways of doing things. She lived naturally on her own property and everything. She raised chickens to last her the whole year and made things and did things. And she made her own soap. And I helped her do this, and I just thoroughly enjoyed it. So the older I got and the more I got into this, I could end up making all types of really incredible soaps, and that would cost a fortune if you went to buy them because you originate the formulation and you can do whatever you want. The raw ingredients are fractional compared to what the end result cost is when you go to a store and buy something. So I grew up doing this, and one day I was in advertising. I worked in advertising, Ogilvy and Mather, which was like the third largest agency in the world at the time. I'm senior art director there. I worked on a lot of television commercials and for different clients like Procter and Gamble, Pepperidge Farm, Mercedes, different things like that. And I did package design for a couple of like Hershey's and Pepperidge Farm. So I understood what had to be there and how that all worked. One day, I just was tired of being in advertising after a long period of time, and I didn't want to go into management or any type of thing like that. So my wife suggested, why don't you make shampoo? I had been making this, actually, go back a little bit. We used to go to antique auctions and things like that. And occasionally we would buy like an entire library of books because people didn't want to carry 500 books home with them. And so we bought them, and going through them, we found a recipe book. An old one is like from the 1800s that had just a loose leaf recipe card in it that said hair soap. And I thought, how interesting is that? So I tried making some, and it turned out just incredible. Jamie Miller is my stepdaughter, and she runs the company now and in Cornish. And she was the first person in the world to ever try the shampoo. We were all standing outside the bathroom and she's in there taking her shower and stuff like that. She comes out and her hair, it looked fabulous. It looked really incredible. And so that point forward, I just kept making more and more. I'd give it to my friends and they'd come back in different presents and stuff like that. And ultimately, my wife said, why don't you just make this stuff and sell it? You know how to design the packaging and do all that stuff and the marketing and everything. So why don't we just do that? And we had just moved up to the farm previous to that, but we still had a house in Chappaqua, which is upstate New York from New York City. And we wanted to get out of the city and be able to find a place that we could move to ultimately. We were burned out on it. People, that happens. New York is a wonderful place to visit, but to live there is
I
really
agree. Yeah.
difficult. It's a lot like LA. There's so many
Yes.
things, places to go, but my God, after you've done that, it's like the hustle, bustle, and the hassle of getting there and doing stuff can just limit the amount of stuff you're going to do. I made the shampoo. Excuse me. I designed the packaging, and actually I did research on it before that and sent out samples of the shampoo for people, about 35 or 40 people, to try it, see what they thought of it and what they would do to improve it or what their pluses and minuses were. And from that, I took what needed to be said about the shampoo and put that on the packaging so that it covered everything. And our packaging has a lot of information on it. So that originated, and the first time we went to sell this, we had the original shampoo bar and a small thing called a shampoo shelf that I had designed and got a patent on. And so we had two products to start with, okay, based on one product. So I went through the New York phone book and I got a list of 100 natural food stores. Actually, back then they were called health food stores, but
Yeah.
that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Anyhow, natural food stores. So I sent samples and a price sheet and stuff like that to all 100 of them. And I got 75 orders back out of that, which was phenomenal, I thought.
Definitely, for sure.
From there on, I thought that we had something that could be a viable product to sell. So we've been doing this now for over 43 years. We were doing this way before anybody ever had a thought of doing a bar shampoo. My God, everything was liquids, detergent-based, petroleum-based detergents. They're terrible for your hair. Sodium lauryl sulfate is in virtually every liquid shampoo, liquid soap, bubble bath, and toothpaste. It's in multiple things, and it's just total assault on your body. I'm sure you probably know people that they use a product like that for a period of time, then suddenly they come down with hives and different allergies and things like that, that they can't use them any longer. That's what happens is the stuff builds up into your system and it doesn't get rid of it. So it just accumulates. And suddenly your body can just become so toxified against it that you just simply can't use those products any longer. Our shampoo helps you. People with that problem can use our shampoo when they can't use other things. I got a letter from a lady, a Black lady in Massachusetts. This was probably at least 10 years ago, that she wrote a letter. Hi, I have to live in basically a plastic bag environment. I am so allergic to things. I have to have all of my mail photocopied. I have to live in a very small area, and my children even have to take showers before they come in contact with me. I'm that allergic to everything. But I wanted to let you know that I use your shampoo. It works beautifully for me, and I even wash my clothing with it. And I thought, that's really strange. I never ever thought of doing that. So I always had a problem with my socks. I wear boots, and so the socks, after a while, you wash them, and detergents stay in your clothing. And then when you perspire, your feet get sweaty or whatever, they get your socks wet, and then that irritates your feet again. It's just a back and forth thing. You can wash it's great for shaving. You can wash your clothing with it if you like while you're backpacking, camping, traveling. It's so ecologically correct. Fish could eat the bubbles, and
Oh, that
you
is
wash your hair in a stream, and the fish could eat the bubbles.
I love that story. I can't tell you how much. J.R. Liggett's is often described as an American legacy brand. From
It
your,
is.
yeah, from your perspective, what does that phrase mean?
It means that we were here a long time before anybody ever started. We've been doing this for over 43 years, much longer than anybody else in the market. Now the market has been flooded. They found, oh, how cool, something new we could do. It wasn't new for us. We've been doing it a long time. So we came up with the idea of emphasizing the fact that we've been around so much longer than all these other companies. And there's only one reason that we've been around that long is people really like our shampoo. It works well for them. You can use a bad product once, but you'll never use it again. If you have a good product, you'll just keep getting it over and over. Funny story also, we were based in Cornish, New Hampshire, but Hanover, where Dartmouth College is, just about 25 miles north of us on the Connecticut River. And we went there one morning, just right after we started, and handed out samples like in a little bag for people to try. And the next morning, we got a phone call. My wife answered the phone and she said, Jim, there's somebody on the phone that wants to talk with you. They got a sample from the shampoo yesterday, and this lady wants to talk with you. And I figured, oh my God, what happened? All news has got to be bad until it's proven different. Anyhow, she gets on the phone and she just talking very slowly and very calculated. And I'm just wondering, waiting for the shoe to drop. What happened? So she says, we got your shampoo from you the other day and we took it home and I was washing my boyfriend's hair. And I thought that's kind of strange to begin with.
Yeah.
And it turned out so great that I then washed my own hair, and it's fabulous. We love this stuff. We're moving to Montana, and I would love to buy an entire case of it so that we can take it with us. But that's the attitude of people that we have gotten letters over and over like that. It's so starkly different that when they try it, they can actually see a noticeable difference in their hair. Some people, it reacts a lot of different ways. Some people that it takes a break-in period sometimes, but you figure if you've been using a product for your whole life and then you suddenly introduce something that's just diametrically opposed to whatever you've been using, it may take a little time to get used to for your hair to normalize. And that's exactly what it does because our shampoo doesn't strip all the natural oils from your hair. It only takes the excess oils, dirt and grime, but leaves the natural oils there to keep your hair healthy and vital. And that's just unheard of. Liquid shampoos strip all of the natural oils from your hair completely, and then they rely upon something called a conditioner that you can then put in your hair so that you can get a comb through your hair again. Most people can get a comb through their hair without ever using a conditioner with our shampoo.
I love that. If you had to sum up your journey in one sentence, what has it meant to you personally to found this brand?
I think in one sentence that it is refreshing and unusual to have something that you have come up with yourself, brought to life from zero, and affects so many different people in a positive way.
I love that. So, how can our readers and our viewers find out more about maybe you, but definitely more about your product, either social media or a website or what?
We're on social media, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, I believe, and we have a website. It's really simple, JRLIGGETT.com. It's just like my name, jrliggett.com.
Great. Thank you so much. We're the Hollywood Times dot today and aspiringmagazine.com. And our
Oh,
YouTube channel
one
is,
other thing, we're also,
yeah,
I'm sorry, I don't mean to
no
interrupt you,
problem. You go for
but
it.
we're also all over the internet on Amazon and Walmart and a lot of those different places too.
Well,
So
we will be spreading the word on our YouTube channel, the Hollywood Times Official, and our magazines.
I just thought of
Yes.
something. One more thing
Yeah.
regarding Hollywood. God, what was her name? She was in the movie with Bogart, And Audrey Hepburn, when she was shooting The African Queen in Africa, she had to use a soap that they used there, and she would take a bucket and wash her hair and stuff like that every day, and that's what she did. There was a magazine, I don't remember what it is, but they were doing an article on Audrey Hepburn, and they hired a model to do the same thing, wash her hair and the thing. So they gave her a bar of our shampoo, and she looks at it and says, "Oh, that's my shampoo. I've been using this all along." So it was really a small world. My wife was in production in New York, working for production companies, and she was able to get someone who was in contact with Audrey Hepburn. And we put together a package of products and stuff and sent it to her. And it just went off into the mail, and that was it. Lo and behold, about a month or two later, I got this little letter, and it was all handwritten, and it was from Audrey Hepburn. She said, "I liked your shampoo very much, but I don't want it to be used to advertise anything." My name.
Oh, yeah.
And so that was really remarkable.
Sure.
So anyhow,
Thank you again for being with us, and we will be spreading the word as well. Okay. Have a great rest of your day, and nice meeting you virtually. Maybe one day we can meet in person because you're a true joy. Have a great rest of
I
your
hope
day.
you got all of that because before it froze.
No, we got all of it, and we will be hopefully meeting you one day in person. So thank you so much for your product, and we will be spreading the word.
Can
Have
we
a
send you some samples?
Oh, I would love that. Thank you. I'll be talking to Jamie, and she does have
Super.
beautiful hair. I have done a Zoom with her.
It is. It just can
Yes.
pull and yeah, beautiful. Valerie, it's a wonderful time talking with you. Thank you. And thank
Thank
you
you
for
for
all your
your
help.
time and for the product. Thank you so much.